Okay, so now let's go through this second example for Hess law. Let's see. We've been given equation 1 and equation 2. Remember, these are the ones that are related to the one which we actually want. They are not the ones which we want. So what we know is that this reaction, this equation 3, we cannot have it. Okay? It is not feasible. It's not a reaction that can happen. We cannot put sulfur and oxygen directly in a calorimeter and find their delta H. Because if we were able to do it, we would just put in a calorimeter and measure. It would tell us the delta H. But we can't. So we have to find it using Hess law. How are we going to do it? Let's see how we do it. This is our equation number 3. So that is where we are putting our focus on. Right. So we start going through the species one by one. The species in equation 3, the one which we want. Here's our sulfur. So what we're going to do, we look for in equation 1 and equation 2 where sulfur is. I can see sulfur is there in equation 1. It's not there in equation 2. So sulfur is okay. I start with the guys that are alone. Because say for example, that oxygen was written first to say 3O2, 3 over 2O2 plus sulfur like this or stuff. Then I'd be tempted to start with sulfur because oxygen is appearing 2 times. I can't start with oxygen because it's there here and it's there in the second one as well. So I can't start with something that appears twice. I always start with something that's appearing once. So sulfur is appearing only in equation 1. It's not there in equation 2. So I'm happy with it. I start with sulfur. Now, how much sulfur do I have in equation 3, which is the one I want? I have 1 more, and it's at the reactants side. Now, what about in equation 1? I have 1 more, which is at the reactant side. So I don't have to flip, and I don't have to multiply by anything. So that means to have sulfur, I'll just bring equation 1 as it is. So that means I'm then going to write that. I'm going to write having my equation 3, how I'm going to get it. This is how I'm going to get it. I'll say equation 1 is going to be sulfur comes as it is plus oxygen gas to form SO2, gas. And my delta H1 is just going to be this negative 296.8 kilojoules. Done. Now, what is going to be my equation 2? I'm making my own now. You're the one who's going to be making your own. What is going to be my equation 2? I'm now looking at the second species, which is oxygen, right? How much oxygen do I have already? I have 1 more. How much do I want? 3 over 2, which is 1.5, right? So I'll need a half, right? You can change 3 over 2. You see that it is 1.5. So I need a half. So where am I going to get a half? From equation 2. I need half oxygen from equation 2, which is at the reactant side. So it's already at the reactant side. I'm happy. Now, but I have 1 more here. How much do I need? Half. So I'm going to halve the whole of equation 2. So I'm now going to have sulfur as just SO2 instead of 2. Then here it will be now half oxygen. So half O2 gas to give me, instead of 2SO3, it is now just going to be SO3 gas. Then what do we know? What happens to this delta H? We know that delta H2 is going to be halved. We know that, right? So I'm going to say 198.4 divided by 2. I get 99.2. So it's negative 99.2 kilojoules. This is my equation number 2. Then I can put my equal sign and get my equation 3. Equation 3, which is the one I want, I just add. So I'm going to put all the reactants, sulfur solid plus oxygen, O2 solid. I've put the first 2. Now I put these 2 plus SO2 gas plus half O2 gas. This goes to form, what is there on the other side? SO2 gas plus SO3 gas. Then what happens? I look for something that's appearing on both sides. SO2 is there and here is there. So I cancel it. What I'm going to have is now sulfur solid plus is a solid plus O2 and half O2 give me 3 over 2 O2 gas to give SO3 gas. There we go. And I can now say delta H3 is going to be, I will now add these two because these are the two reactions I added, not the first one. So it's now going to be negative 296.8 kilojoules plus negative 99.2 kilojoules. You put it in the calculator as it is. So I'm going to say negative 296.8 plus, open bracket, negative 99.2, close. I'll get negative 396 kilojoules. So here I can say that S solid plus 3 over 2 O2 gas gives me SO3 gas, and the delta H for that is going to be negative 396 kilojoules. Now I have the one I was looking for. Great job, bravo. Wow, this is so easy, isn't it? So here's your 396 and you're done. You've done everything and you get your solution. All right, bye.